How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. This is the Ecolux 40 amp EV charger by a company named Ecolux that formed in 2022. It's a new company and they have a mission of powering sustainable mobility. When you buy an EV, it most likely comes with a level 1 charger. You can probably get away without buying a level 2 if you just charge your car overnight all the time. They all charge your car, except some of them are a little bit better than others because they are UL approved. This one is UL approved. They all have similar connectors because this is a standard connector, J1772. This is a 14-50P plug. The 50 means 50 amps. Look at this giant wire thing. There's 23 feet of wire over here because wherever you have this mounted, sometimes you have maybe a 2 or 3 car garage and you want to reach over a couple of cars in order to charge it. The thicker they are, the bulkier it becomes. However, you really want a thicker cable so that it doesn't get hot for one, and also to not waste a lot of energy in heating the cable. Let me show you guys what's in the box. Cable hook, the manual, 2 RFID keys, a pry tool to open the cover, and some mounting screws and plastic anchors. Here's the charge plug. It says Workers Bee on here, and this is your standard J1772 plug. Standard rubber cover for your plug. If you're using it indoors, you probably won't need this. Ecolux-E, just 2 pieces of foam. Nothing else in there. This has a 14-50 plug, ground, neutral, and the 2 live wires. Make sure when buying these chargers that you have this exact plug on your wall. Make sure that you have 3 vertical blades and 1 round hole at the top. We can use the included Allen wrench here. Open up these screws. Now we're going to use the pry tool. The backing plate, notice that it's different color than the wall unit itself. However, this shouldn't be too big a problem since it's hidden behind the wall unit. It locks in place with the Phillips screw. This is not a security screw. Another screw on the other side, and this slides right off. The plate is held on internally by 1 screw and another locking mechanism over here. They want you to pry at 1, 2, 3, exactly in this order. Let's do that. 1, 2, 3. Flip it over. 1, 2, 3. Got it. The top cover is a glossy piece of black plastic and it has a bar of light pipes here. I like how they have covered screw terminals. I've seen another industrial design that looks very similar to this, but the internals are very different, including the mounting points and even the PCB. It's all completely new. The power cable here has line 1, line 2, and earth ground. The neutral is not connected at all, so there's a potential of replacing this plug with a 6-50 plug if there is such a need. The output also has a line 1, line 2, and the earth ground. There are 4 LEDs. They have a 6-pin connector here that's really, really long. Look at that. And it just connects from down there to up here instead of using like a cable like this. Wi-Fi module over here. There are 2 Zettler 480 volt AC relays controlled by a 12 volt DC control. I'm taking note how carefully sealed this is. The only holes from the outside to the inside could be this hole right here, but this is plugged up as well. Remember, this hole is connecting the backboard to the back of this thing. These input cables are very, very tightly held down here. There's also a rubber garment to keep water from going in, but you're most likely using it this way. So any kind of water falling off the side is not going to go back upwards. All around the edges of the cover, there's weather sealing, and this cover contacts along this edge over here. They're using a UL Eve cable, 8 gauge wire for the 2 main conductors, plus a 10 gauge, plus a 16 gauge, rated all the way up to 105C, 600 volts. 8 gauge is a reasonable amount for a charge cable. 40 amp continuous on an 8 gauge wire is a reasonable amount. You might not have either of these plugs, so an option would be having an electrician install a hardwire box like this. Then you buy an EV charger and connect directly to this box. I actually don't have a 14-50 plug. That's why this is an adapter here that adapts from 6-50 to 14-50. Plug it in right here, and I can plug my 14-50 charger to this. Mounting them requires a little plastic anchor and a screw. Whenever there's drywall, you want to use the anchor because if you use just a screw, it just strips very, very easily. As it so happens, I've installed many EV chargers before and I have the same 3 screws that's needed for this EV charger. So I can just mount it on this screw, this screw, this screw. Note that these screws are actually mounted on top of a stud, so you might need a stud finder. Mount it right there. Slide that right on, lock it into place, lock it on the other side. And now this should be secure. Okay, don't do this. If you have a 6-50 plug, buy a 6-50 charger. Lots of mounting screws here already, but we'll put some more. I like to wrap it loosely, maybe only 3 rounds. That just makes the cable straighter. EV chargers are considered continuous current devices. So you need to rate the circuit breaker at least 125% of the rated current on this thing. 125% times 40 amps is 50 amps. So up here I have a 50 amp breaker. Let's see it turn on. It should light up. Right there, light up white. This charger uses an app called eChargo. I signed up for the app. We get to this page and this is a charge point here and it says, I am a charge point owner. I want to control my charge points. Scan the QR code. Select the brand Ecolux because it just says that here. The official name of this thing is a Silk Series home charger. Select Bluetooth for now. You can even do plug and charge, which means no communication whatsoever. However, when you have communication, you can adjust the settings, like how much current you want to charge at. You can do scheduled charging, but a lot of the times the car already has scheduled charging built in. Right now it's flashing green. If I press start, it says you need to plug in the cable first. So let's do that. For a Tesla, you do need an aftermarket converter. Just plug that in. Plug that in here. And you gotta click start. It clicks and now it begins charging on my car. Let's turn it all the way up to 40 amps and it ramps up to 40 amps. We'll go back to the eChargo app. 242 volts, 35 amps right now. 8.65 kilowatts. Okay, it went up to 40 amps now. 9.76 kilowatts. If you connect this app via Wi-Fi rather than Bluetooth, then you can monitor it even when you're not at home. Let's see what happens when I stop charging and restart. Stop charging. It says charging finish, 0.174 kilowatt. We'd only charge for 1 minute. Let's start again without unplugging or replugging. Start. Okay, and it restarts, so that's good. It shows green over here. It's been about half an hour of charging at maximum 40 amps. The temperature on everything has stabilized, so let's take a look at it. The charger unit itself, it's pretty cool all over the bottom area, but towards the top, it's where the circuitry lies. We see it's around 80 degrees Fahrenheit. About 120 starts feeling a little warm, so anything under 120 it's pretty good actually. Here we see my plug. It's actually a little bit warm, which means I might need to replace this at some point. 116, I can still touch it. It feels warm, not hot at all. And the cable's around 83 degrees Fahrenheit. On the cable holster, we see a maximum of 87 degrees Fahrenheit. And on my 50 amp, you can see that's the thing that's running the most stuff. 10 kilowatts through here. Hottest around 114 degrees. 70 degrees on the plug. 83 Fahrenheit here. I like how the cables are not getting to like 90 degrees or anything. Keep in mind the ambient temperature is around 67 degrees. It's kind of cool. When it's a very hot summer days, things are gonna get a little bit hotter. This also has RFID card access and you can add up to 2 of them. That's included. In the app, under the RFID card, we can add a card over here. Let's scan the barcode here. And it's added. I can plug in the charger. After you plug in the charger, you can scan the RFID card. Then it just turns on. So no need to use the app in this case. Also in the app, there's a public tab. Unfortunately, it says the feature is not available yet. Stay tuned. The idea is you can mount these in a public space and anybody can pay a certain amount in order to use your charger. If you already have a 240 volt plug, it's really easy to upgrade to a level 2 charger. Probably not worth the effort to go to 50 amps because you only get about 25% more charge capacity. When you're buying these EV chargers, make sure it's UL approved. Buy the plug that you need. Don't go around getting these adapter cables because it just wastes more energy. Then you gotta watch out for the cables being thick enough and also long enough for your needs. This being 8 gauge means that it's not gonna heat up as much when you're charging your car at maximum. Overall, I think it's a solid choice. There are many choices out there, so You might like the shape and design of this and the color. If you guys are interested in getting one of these, check out my affiliate link down in the video description below. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time.